Hello and welcome to Sincerely Elvis Presley. I'm Sean. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I don't think I've ever done an unboxing on a Saturday before. Not that I can recall anyway. But at the moment, MRS seem to be pushing out so many releases this year that it's hard to keep up with them, isn't it? I mean, only the other day they announced yet another release coming out in November called Raging Tiger, which is the closing night of the Vegas summer season where Elvis was in, shall we say, a strange mood. But this one that was announced a couple of months ago that I'm going to unbox in a minute goes back to March in '74 and the first two dates that Elvis did in his hometown. What was significant about Elvis performing in Memphis in '74? Well, it was the first time he'd done a homecoming concert since the February 25th benefit show in 1961. So we are talking, 13 years there since he'd played in his hometown. So quite a significant event, and understandably that's why RCA chose to document it on an album at the time. Now that album was recorded on the 20th. So he did one show on the 20th and that was the last of that run. So what happened was he plays the 16th and 17th, two shows each, afternoon and evening. And then the 18th and 19th, he plays in Mufsborough and Richmond, and then circles back round, back to Memphis for the 20th for the show that was documented here. And when I was looking at this earlier, it did, this is any fan will know, this is quite a heavily edited concert. There are about 9 tracks missing from it. But it struck me that how much things have changed in the ensuing years. When we get a release now, we want to know what date was it recorded? Was it an evening show? Was it an afternoon show? And that information is usually there on those releases. But back in the day here, look, Elvis recorded live on stage in Memphis. And as far as I can tell, unless it's done in some kind of vanishing ink, there's nothing that says what the date was. It didn't really seem to matter in those days. This is Elvis in Memphis. That's all you need to know. So yeah, how times have changed. We want so much more detail now, don't we? One thing I did notice that struck me a little bit strange on this as well, it says all rights reserved by Roadshow Merchandise Inc. for photographs used on this album. Now, these photographs of the gates at Graceland and the front of Graceland, it's a bit strange that they're licensed out to Roadshow Merchandise. Seems a bit odd to me. If anyone's got any insight or information why that was the case, even if it was just, RCA, Roadshow Merchandise, where do they come into it? I'm not sure. But yeah, Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis. This is the officially released concert that we had for years, albeit in a heavily edited form, in 1974. Now, before I get to opening this, I thought it was just worth calling out this fantastic Kieran Davis book. I have showed this before, but you get some great information on Elvis returning to his hometown. So if we go to here, Memphis, Tennessee, March the 16th and 17th, 1974. You see one of the jumpsuits that was worn on those dates, and you get tons of information about the background and what was going on, about the Mid-South Coliseum, newspaper articles, cut-ins, set lists, photographs. So this is a great little resource for what we're about to look at on this CD. Now, if we look at the shows that we get on the new MRS, that I will get around to opening in a minute or two, we see that we get the very first show, the afternoon show from March the 16th. So this really was his homecoming show. This was the one, wasn't it? There might have been 5 dates, but this was the first time he played in Memphis since '61. So that particular concert has been out before. It was brought out in 2010, I think, by Venus, on a release called Bringing It All Back Home. And the MRS release also has the evening show from March the 17th and that was released on FTD in 2016 as Hometown Shows. Interestingly, with the MRS release coming out, you know, just a few weeks back, probably not even that long ago, Eric Lawrenson's new record label brought out, I think they're called the FTD tapes. I can't remember what they're called. No, that escapes me. But whatever they've called it, they released on vinyl both the shows that MRS are releasing, the afternoon show from the 16th and the evening show from the 17th. And if you check out my good friend Mark Kinsey's channel, Mark's Elvis For Everyone channel, he did an unboxing of that a couple of weeks back, so worth having a look. But it's interesting, isn't it, because they're claiming that that's going to be the best sound these have ever had, and MRS usually make that claim. So it's like, you know, the battle of the grey marketeers in this case, if you like. I wonder who'll come out on top. You know, MRS usually do a pretty good job, but I've heard really good things about those Elvis Files Lawrenson releases, whatever he's calling that label. So yeah, be interesting to see anyone that's got the two. I was hoping that I was going to be able to unbox the vinyl, because I have ordered the clear vinyl double LP and the CD, but as is often the case with MRS, they don't always come out in unison. So the CD's made it out first. So I will just unbox the CD. When the vinyl appears, I won't do an unboxing of that, because I'm pretty sure, for a start, I think my friend Adrian Cross on Adrian's EP Reviews will more than likely be showing you that one. So I just wanted to show you the CD release. Here we go. Nice easy jiffy bag to get into. Oh look, and we've got a plug for the annual Elvis convention in Ipswich on September the 27th. I'm going with my great friend David Hewlett, and hoping a lot of you can make it there too. So there's a plug for that. Okay, here we go. Here's the main event. I got there in the end. How long's it taken me? 8 minutes. 8 minutes for an unboxing, and I still haven't unboxed it. You know, I like to do things differently, as you know. Right, here we go. Usual fantastic packaging. Let's get this out of this shrink, shall we? Else we'll have tremendous glare. Here we go. These usual little fantastic hardback little books that these come in. I'm expecting some glorious design. So this set features Elvis's concert held in Memphis, 16th March 74, his first performance before his hometown audience in 13 years. Presented here in its entirety, and for the first time ever, the original recording has been remastered and mixed into stereo. Also included is a bonus CD of his evening performance held on the 17th of March. The accompanying booklet features rare photographs and memorabilia, and includes liner notes that set the scene for this historic event. So there we get two of the jumpsuits. Although, if I remember rightly, I have a feeling that neither of these were worn on the actual opening March the 16th show. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm not sure that's correct. But never mind. We've kind of got used to that with MRS at the moment. Their releases often seem to not have a lead photograph from the show they're talking about, which is a little bit disappointing, because it's not like there's not plenty available. Right, first and foremost, let's have a look at the CD design. So we've got the Mid-South Coliseum on the CD this time around. Very nice. And the second disc, it's got the floor plan, by the look of it, of the Mid-South Coliseum. So that's a nice idea. Sort of taking the cues really from the Kieran Davis book. So, am I going to be able to get this back in? Probably not. Let's have a look at our track list, shall we? There is the March the 16th afternoon performance. Fantastic. And there is the March the 17th evening performance. Great stuff. And let's have a little quick look through the booklet then. Expecting the usual high quality from MRS. think I paid, I want to say about £27 for this, a bit of postage on top, which, you know, great value really, isn't it? I used to always order these from Amazon, because they do end up on Amazon, but they seem quite slow in getting them, and you spend quite a while with them saying they're unavailable, and then suddenly they seem to turn up. So I do tend to go, this came from Elvis for sale, as given away by the Ipswich flyer there. So, you know, I think if you want to get hold of it and you don't want to be sort of waiting ages wondering what's going on, that the Elvis dealers are the way to go, or directly from MRS themselves, because they always put them on their own sites for pre-order and then send them out. In fact, people have probably that ordered direct may well have had these a couple of days already. Fantastic booklet. Love the little ticket stubs and photographs. So where did we start? We started with the... See, I thought... I might have to go back to that book, but I'm not sure. So maybe I'm not always the best at knowing what jumpsuit was worn then. I must admit I've not got quite that level of detail. So I'm sure plenty of you can put me right in the comments. Let's have a look. So, what a fantastic release. Really is the usual MRS quality. I'm expecting great things of the sound. Look at that, fantastic. Wonderful little booklet. Wonderful little release. You know, they really do keep delivering. So, let's just have a quick look. Just to satisfy my own curiosity. Hampton Roads, Virginia, March the 12th, so we should... See, I found it straight away last time. Now I can't find it. So, target suit as worn at the Memphis March the 17th evening show. So evening, we're in what they're calling the target suit. What Kieran's calling the target suit. But what have we got? March the 16th, 1974 matinee. Now this was in the back of my mind, and I am right. He was wearing... It looks like the Aloha Eagle. It is the Aloha Eagle suit. It's not even the later embroidered Eagle suit. But he come back to his hometown, and he's pulled out the Aloha Eagle. Exactly what that is. So, we know that for the afternoon show on the 16th, he had the Aloha Eagle, and on the evening show for the 17th, he had what that's calling the target suit. So that's right, but I don't know, unless I missed it. I don't think there's a single photograph of... Oh, there are some. There are some small ones there of him in the Eagle suit. So we do get representative shots. So I apologise, MRS. But having said that, there's a lot in the... Which one's that? Is that called the Aztec or the Arabian? Yes, I'm not 100% on. So no, that's a different one, isn't it? But you know, there's quite a lot in the booklet. That's what I'm getting at. That isn't particularly relevant to the two dates in it. And you know, I mean, they're all Elvis performing in Memphis in March '74. So I haven't got too much of an issue with it. But yeah, it would have been nice, even I think, to have maybe seen that on the front, because at least that's one of the dates, or one of the jumpsuits worn on one of the dates that this has got on it. That isn't. So unfortunately, the only sort of fly in the ointment for me, it seems to be becoming a trend with MRS, is their front covers aren't representative of the actual show that's on the release. But it's a great photograph, so you know, that's picky. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Does that kind of thing bother you, or do you think, well, I don't care as long as it's a good shot, it's a good shot. I mean, let's face it, it's following on from the tradition of RCA, really, isn't it? Because when did they ever put the right photograph on the covers during Elvis's lifetime? So, you know, can't really knock MRS for that. But there we go, just a quick little unboxing. Looks like a fantastic little release. Looking forward to, you know, giving it a spin and seeing how good the sound is. And yeah, be curious to know. I won't be getting the Lawrenson release because I am getting... I don't tend to get all the MRS vinyls unless I think it's a significant enough show, you know, to squeeze into the ever decreasing amount of space that I've got. And I thought this one was, being a Memphis homecoming and the first date. So I am getting that one, and so I won't be duplicating that with the Lawrenson one personally. So anyone that's going to get both and listens to them together, I'd love to know which one wins in a shootout in terms of sound quality. But I'm expecting this to sound good, because they usually do, don't they? Let's face it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that little impromptu unboxing. I wasn't actually expecting it to arrive quite as quick as it did, but you know, hope you found that enjoyable in some way, shape or form. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, and I hope that you're able to join me for tomorrow night's episode. But whatever you're doing, have a great one. Take care. Ta-da.
We'll meet you again. May God bless you. Adios.